All right, CSS battle time. Let's get into it. All right, David already tagged me in a post on this one, so I've seen the shape and I have an idea of what I want to do. I guess we were able to figure out a better solution. He had this cool idea on yesterday's, and he got into the top 10. So that's exciting to be able to discuss those and refine and actually see the results. And, you know, what's the username? They got into the top 10 the other day too. So it's fun to collaborate and be a part of this and see see people succeed. So here's my idea on this. I will put in the description whether this works out or not, right? It'll be in there. So my idea is, I just realized it might not work. Um, I can still make it work. My idea was to make a linear gradient, right? And then I was thinking of like doing on the HTML, doing the gradient so that it's one blue line and then yellow, and then use negative margin to stretch out the HTML so that it goes below the screen so that this is in the 50% mark, but then the um, with the margin stretching it down, that 50% gets moved down the screen. So then the body is this, and I was thinking, oh, it's still going to be in the 50% mark, but we're going to rotate it. Oh, it should still work with the rotate, right? And so we rotate it, and that puts it, yeah, so if it's at 50% or whatever, put it in the middle. Hopefully, I can make those line up, if you know what I'm saying. If not, I'm not sure. But we'll rotate that and then just do a box shadow down to make this work. Although, if it's rotated, I'm going to have a pointed line, not a square line like that. So that doesn't work. Unless, nope, still doesn't work. I was thinking of ending the linear gradient. I could put a no repeat on it and then giving it a width on the body. That should do it. But maybe my idea is not going to work. I'm already tearing it apart. So this spot here can be borders. Or now if this is all borders, here I was thinking the linear gradient in the middle was going to work out. We could borders or box shadows is how we're going to have to do this. And I wonder if they all have the same background. They're all yellow backgrounds, right? No, I don't like that idea. I was thinking of doing like just have the body be like this and have a box shadow off to the side and then rotate a P element and then do 45 degrees and then do a box shadow down. But if the paragraph element has the yellow background, it's going to cover over the body's box shadow. And if something's rotated, the box shadow won't work. I can do this with two conic gradients. but you don't get the clean lines on a conic gradient. Alright, so I do want to do borders. What if we, I mean, I've seen this where they did the dashes, right? And they, right? Now you have big dashes, and they've literally made these lines using line height, font size, that, and line height, you know, like, no, /2m. No, how do you get line height? Oh, I'll probably have to do line height, or just do the font shorthand. Anyways, what I'm saying is I've seen the ASCII solutions that way. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get into that right now. I just need to start writing some borders. I just keep playing around with the idea of how am I going to make this line up. It's like I want one border, and then one border, and then two borders. All right. I think it's safe to say everything's going to have this yellow background. I don't think there's any other way around it. I do think we are doing this for everything else. That's probably safe to say as well. And we can do right, and then border width. This is what's going to end up changing for everything. So like 0, 0, 30 pixels. Right, so we have the bottom on the HTML body right now. And it looks like 40, which is 5PC, I think. No, 5PC is 80, not 40. Am I right? 130 to 210. Yeah, that's 80. Okay, so 5PC is 80. 40 is... There we go. I'm learning. Okay. So let's throw in a margin. Okay. And move it up a little bit more. 30 and 50, 60. Okay, so we got the HTML sized. Good. Now, let's select the body. Let's go rotate. I mean, that kind of works. And with the margin that's already there, it seems like the right size. So what if we just do a translate of 20 pixels? Okay. 30, 40, 50. All right, let's run it back up a tiny bit. Now, do we need pixels on this? Yeah, we need pixels on this. So 5EW, and 50 pixels is... Oh, I know one for that. I thought I knew one for that. Oh, we could probably use a percentage there. Ooh, 728. Let's see if 31% works. That looks pretty nice. I don't know why I'm doing this early instead of getting 100% and then trying to fix it. Okay, so now if we put in a paragraph tag, it's going to need to rotate of 45 degrees, right? And then put in the paragraph tag. Okay, there it is. We have no width on it, so if we give it a width, what's gonna happen? 20. Ooh, that made it smaller. Fascinating. Let's turn off the diff. Let's see what's actually happening here. So if I had to imagine, it's being translated right now, and that's why it's outside of the body. So we can override that. I think the margin is applying. So maybe actually if we do margin 0. Okay. Oh yeah, and our border width, we want one more border width. So maybe I can... Oh, why is our color not applying to these? I just realized they're all black. And I put in the color properties. Maybe... No, the order doesn't matter. It's not one of those ones where it matters. Ooh, is it? Does it need? Let's see. Huh. Yeah, okay. So we have to have that in there now. At least in this instance. All right. So let's go. I think I just need to do a variable on this. The width isn't affecting it. The margin is. So if I do 20, all right, that shrinks it. So we can control it with margin. And then I think I can just do another translate. I don't need width, clearly. And I can just variabilize the border width and get things done that way. There we go, get that done right. And we're gonna go --w and adjust it so 0, 5ch, 5ch. Nothing. 0. Maybe I do need width. Let's just do one value here. There we go. There's all the sides. 0. Okay, and it disappears. It disappears with a separate value. I have a feeling that has to do with our margins. All right, let's hit a 0 on this, and then maybe we do give it a width. Okay. This is behaving oddly. I'm trying to figure out the pattern here. So that'd be top. And then we have right, left, and bottom. So we don't want that. We want 2 of them. I think it's because there's no height. So let's try padding on this and see what happens. All right, that's a little bit better. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, it has a background. That's gonna interfere. maybe I don't change the border width. Because here's what I'm seeing right now with that is I'm having to give it padding and stuff, and then I gotta get it positioned. Then I'm gonna have to change the background. But maybe I can just box reflect it. Oh, but it's at an angle. Whenever it's at an angle and you box reflect, it's like on that angle, it's not like a mirror image of the angle. You know what I'm saying? Do I do a second paragraph to create this? And the border, sometimes you get this little, I'm like, feel like I'm seeing a faint yellow line around it too. That's an issue. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of our padding. Let's do 10 to shrink it. Let's translate it into place. 0. All right, 20. We'll get that moved. I got to figure out what axis we're on. Okay, we are like flipped around. So it's like the right axes, but flipped around. 50. All right, and 50. Ooh, so close. 65. All right. This isn't. I don't like it when it's 4, 48, 47. Oh, okay. That worked out. Weird numbers, but it worked out. Let's add a p tag and see if that is simpler. And I mean, this is getting a little convoluted. And okay, what was the transform origin? Is that it? To get the rotates to happen in sequence. What is the transform origin? That's the one where we need the rotate. Oh, there. Is this right? I've never used this one before. Okay. 45 degrees. No, we do need to rotate on there. I'm going to have to look up how to use transform origin. What's the syntax? Because you don't get any clues in this. Alright, never mind. E's fine. Alright, okay, 45 degrees. I like that I'm not having to change the margin, the border on this. I'm just sort of flipping things around. But I also don't like having to do that. Not 45, negative 45, there you go. And we'll translate this one again. We're definitely going to variabilize the translate. It's nice that we don't have to put it in a transform, you know, anymore. That it's just there. Okay, negative 20 pixels. That's the wrong way. 20 pixels. Oh boy. 0. 50 pixels. 40, 30. Nope. 80. That seems about right. 30, 40, 50. Is it going to be the same? No. 82, 83, 84. Ooh, that looks all pretty good. Let's hit a submit. Let's see what it's doing. And then see 99.9. I was worried about that. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to break away from these translates and just bite the bullet and do this proper. Like, it's a lot anyways. There's got to be a simpler solution. Okay. I missed my linear gradient solution because then the only like border that I need is this one. But this top flat edge, there's like no way to get that without like a second linear gradient, and then it just stops being worth it. There's one possibility. Let's try that one. Do it properly instead of a percentage. Okay, 99.8. That's okay because I think these need adjusting. Okay. Okay. I really wanted that linear gradient idea to work. If this goes, it's 99.9. Well, I have nothing to lose if I do that. The issue, the biggest issue, is the stacking context and then having the background overwrite on that angled thing. I mean, this could be all purely gradient solution too. You put a no repeat on things and you set the width. That's when your linear gradient doesn't just keep stretching. So many thoughts. All right, we're at 99.9. I wonder if it's my bottom bar. Of course, that moves everything. Let's not do that. Don't mess with that. Okay. I don't want to write a second background. That's what I'm certain of. And that's why a single linear gradient background on one element is ideal. Because if this was the background, that'd be great. But if, you know, that doesn't work at these angles. Borders aren't working. Not with the translates, at least. Probably should just do a position fixed and then, you know, margin them. All right. I can always bring this up in my other solutions, but I think what I need to do is actually scorched earth this. I'm running too long, though, on this already. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, all right. Can I make a linear gradient solution go quickly, or do I need to just do something quick and dirty? I think... All right. Start with that. Okay. Save HTML that way. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do the at syntax on a linear gradient. 0, 100 pixels though. That's how it does it. Okay. 200. I wonder if I can say 50% there. Okay, it's still at the top, but let's go negative 0, 0, negative 200. Nothing. Okay, it's not moving. It doesn't move with the 50%. So if I need a hard number, right? And that's expanding outside of the canvas, so I need a border anyways. Unless I put something on the body, but then I'm putting the background anyways. Okay, cool. Yeah, we debunked that real fast. All right. All right. Last best hope for peace. Let's say 0, 40 pixels down, right? And honestly, that's all we need. We just need to size it. Now, I'm going to do the color. It's going to be that. 3 solutions today. Background is going to be yellow. And we don't see the box shadow yet because we haven't margined, but because we gave it a box shadow, the margin is going to work. So we're going to bring it up 60, 70, there we go, and 60 on the sides. I mean, it looks good. I think that part is good. It's got to line up. Okay, now our body, we can select the body and it's going to get the same kind of treatment. All right. Since we have to do a rotate anyways, okay. I wonder why the box shadow is less. Like it should still be 40 pixels. You know? Oh, I have an idea. Let's go 0 on the top. There we go. Why are we getting faint lines around it? But let's margin it into place. 0 on the top. Ooh, top and bottom went crazy. Oh. It's not top and bottom anymore. Shoot. We're overflowing everything. Why is it overflowing? It should just shrink. Oh, is it because of the rotate? Bet you dollars to donuts it's the rotate that's doing this. I hate rotates. Oh. Why is it moving down and to the side with that? This is strange. Okay. Alright, I already know. Get the rotate out of there. That's the real tragedy. Let's make this what if 40 pixels is 2.5 m? 2.5 m? Okay, we have that. Now, and I kind of like that. Okay. And then because I set it to 0, it doesn't reset. Is that it? Because 0 times 1 is 0? Strange. Okay, forget I did that. I just have to suck it up and rewrite this. I gotta remember I'm over time already, and I have a lot to do. Right. Okay. There we go. Let's give it a little bit of margin. Ooh, a lot more margin. Seems decent. We're gonna find out. Okay. Will we be able to move it up or just shift the sizes? Or just shifting the size with that? Okay, but actually, you know what? That's exactly what we need. Good, 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 good. And then 60, 40, 60. There we go. And then we just need to shrink the other ones. So, which one's top? Okay. This is not making any sense to me. I should have just been doing that from the beginning. 43. Okay. I hate rotates. I really, really hate rotating things. Like this is a genuine dislike. Okay. I think what it is I'm trying to manipulate a box shadow rather than the element itself with margin. And I think that's where my visualization is going haywire. So our box shadow is the blue color. What if we make it an inset and we get rid of this margin here, right? Okay. We have a big element, that's much better. So we got to do -40 and -40. Okay. So now when we do margin, we're going to manipulate the object itself rather than its box shadow. And that feels more sustainable. 65. Okay. And 55 or 65. Okay. Interesting. I don't understand at all what's happening to this. Why is it still so long over here? Like, I can't get that to shrink at all. I can't get that side to collapse. And I'm not quite understanding. There it is. Okay, there we go. That's why. Because I was moving in a weird direction. I should be able to size them. We're past the point of being clever, guys. This is just real silly. Oh, thank goodness. All right. We'll take the inset off of this and take those off. And I think with this, it'll be okay. Because we can margin it, get that bottom point into place. This is not going. I was really optimistic going into this. You know that? Like really optimistic. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. Let's put in a P tag again. I think we're about there. And this better not be 99.9. Forgot about the background again. I can eliminate the padding. Oh, it's still gonna be an issue. Oh well. Background's the issue. I never did fix that. I don't see why I have a line right there for that. There we go. 0. Okay. 50 and 50. And there's still a rotate on this, so it's all strange numbers. That I don't like. 50, 40, 30. I don't know why I'm getting those lines off of the edges of that box shadow sometimes though. 20, 30. What is going on with this? Oh, we're so close. And then those lines show up. Like the box shadow is overflowing off the side slightly on this thing. Oh, I don't like rotate. Yeah, why am I getting that weird line off the side? Let's see what happens. It's going to be 99.9 again, I'm sure. At least I'm fewer characters. Yeah, it's 99.9. And I think it's this artifact here that's showing up. And there's no telling. See how it shows up like on the top sometimes and on the bottom at other times? Ooh, that looks better. There's no artifacts. I don't know if calling it an artifact is the right idea. 99.9. Man, and I'm just messing with all of this so badly. Alright, here's what I gotta do. I gotta leave this for now, because I've obviously broken myself trying to get this done. I was doing so well. That's how it goes. Alright, one last thing. No. 70.5. I don't see any difference. I'll have to go look at David's solution, see what he did, and then reconsider this. I am just really lacking anything clever today. And of course there's more verbose ways of being like just so... Oops. Get this done. I could probably get 100% and, you know, add 100 characters. It's so close. It's at 203. I think that explains why his was at, what was it? Let's look. $227. So in theory, the solution has merit, but not if it doesn't get 100%. He went the gradient route. Repeat y on a linear gradient? Why would you repeat y? I see why you wouldn't repeat you. Okay, if you do repeat y, it's one less character than repeat x, and you don't care about the y repeating. My idea about linear gradients was a lot like this one. How does the conic gradient work? Transparent and then blue. Oh, I see how the conic gradient works. Of course. All right. I don't know. All right, I'll put in the notes. This is a failure. I'm going to have to sleep on it and think about it for tomorrow. Oh well. It's another CSS battle. That's how it goes sometimes. Catch you later.